Ve lütfen gün boyu kayıtlarınızı yaptırdıysanız bizimle birlikte olun. Henüz hala yaptırmadıysanız şansınız var ve lütfen diğer oturumlar için de kayıtlarınızı yapın. Ve bugün biz güne ICF'in Avrupa, Orta Doğu, Afrika Bölgesi Geliştirme Müdürü Malcolm Fiellies ile başlıyoruz. Birlikte küresel bakış açısıyla koçluğun geleceğini konuşacağız. Konuğumuz sunumunu İngilizce yapacak. Siz lütfen ekranınızın altındaki dil butonlarından Türkçeyi seçerek Desire Kağan Canbaz'ın muhteşem çevirisi eşliğinde Türkçe simultane çeviri olarak dinleyebilirsiniz. Ben izninizle konuğumuza kendi dilinde İngilizce olarak bir hoş geldiniz demek istiyorum. Lütfen sizler Türkçe kanalınızda kalın. Hello Malcolm. It's such an honor to have you here with us today. Welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I'm excited to spend time with the team here today.
Thank you for being with us. We are so excited to celebrate the coaching week with you, and cannot wait for to hear what you are going to say about the global perspective on coaching's future. Let me briefly introduce you to our audience in Turkish. Then we'll be all ears. Evet, Malcolm hakkında kısa bir bilgi vermek istiyorum sizlere. Muhasebe alanında lisans, koçluk alanında lisansüstü çalışmaları var Malcolm Fiellies'in. Üretim, muhasebe, insan kaynakları yönetimi, değişim yönetimi, proje yönetimi alanlarında geniş tecrübeleri bulunmakta. Halihazırda Avrupa, Orta Doğu ve Afrika bölgelerinde Geliştirme Müdürü olan Malcolm Fiellies aynı zamanda ICF Afrika Forumu İş Geliştirme Komitesi'ne sekreter olarak çalışmaktadır. PCC ünvanlı koç olan konuğumuz bireyleri ve toplumun bütününü olumlu şekilde etkileyen akreditasyon sahibi yetkin koçların profesyonel koçluk hizmetleri sunmasını desteklemek konusunda tutkuyla çalışmalarına devam ediyor. Bir minik hatırlatma yapmak istiyorum. Etkinlik boyunca sohbet sekmesi yerine Q&A veya soru ve cevap sekmesine sorularınızı yazarsanız sunumun sonunda konuğumuza yöneltmemiz çok daha kolay olabilir. Ve konuğumuzu daha fazla bekletmeyelim. Sunumuna geçelim. Yes, Malcolm, the stage is now yours.
Thank you very much, Beyza, and thank you very much, everybody, for having me. I'm excited to be here. So, day 2 of International Coaching Week. And our theme for this year is Reimagine the Future. And I think just before we start, in terms of what the global perspective of coaching is going forward, it's when we look at this theme, Reimagine the Future, I'm curious to know what's going in your mind when you think of reimagining the future and what's important for us to reimagine our future. I want to take you to BC quickly. And I'm not sure if everybody understands when we talk about BC. And normally from a time frame, we look at BC or AD. But I want to take you back to 2019 BC, i.e. before COVID. When we looked at before COVID, we had a certain view of our future. And coming through 2 years of a pandemic and everything that shook the world around us, the question is, what does our future look like? Now, our future is really determined just by our own imagination. And when we look at it, reimagining the future means that we have the capacity to create the future that we want. As coaches, what we do, we work with our clients to identify the future that they want, whether it be in career, whether it be in their life, whether it be anything else that surrounds them, the environment. And we're asking them to look into the future and make that their present, and to fill in the gaps. So our innovation and our inspiration for the future will lie in our imagination. So when we reimagine the future, all the dark days of 2020 and 2021, we are looking at that and saying, that was what will be, and how do we move forward? So we have got a positive outlook onto the future. And so I would like to invite each one of our participants today to reimagine your future. Reimagine the future of your practice, coaching practice. Reimagine the future of your leaders if you're a business leader. Reimagine the future of the ICF Turkish chapter. What does that hold for us? And where do we see it? And what are the gaps that we need to fill? So yeah, that's me. I'm just excited to be with you. So let's look at the global landscape of coaching and see present and future. Have you noticed that we're working on present and future? We're not working on the past. The past is a learning. We've seen what happened. We have created a base about what the past is, and now we're looking how do we move forward. So what is happening currently and how does that work? So firstly, I'm one of those people that believe that coaching works. Coaching is a powerful tool to be able to help people to get empowered and be able to move forward in their lives. So we did a consumer study. So ICF commissioned it through our partner PwC, and it's a global consumer awareness study. And so before we get into what the report says, and the report is available to all our members. If you go onto our website and you log in onto your profile, you'll be able to find it under our research portal. So all members, you'll be able to find it there, all the data and the detail there. So this is some of the reasons why people participated. So based on the survey, some of the reasons why people participated in coaching is to improve communication skills. And when we look at that, communication skills is a very important element of our lives. And then when we look at the top three, it's improved communication skills, work-life balance improvement, and then increased self-esteem and confidence. When we look at this last 2 years, a lot of those top three took a big knock in terms of where we are as a human being, as humans and as individuals, and also as collectives. We needed to start communicating differently, as we do today, via Zoom, with translations, with different elements. So how do I start communicating differently with my team? How do I start communicating differently with my family? So all of these things is reasons why people were searching out coaching. Like I said, the detail will be available in the full report. And what is the impact? The impact really was that people were able to get improved. So in other words, they went through a coaching journey. In their coaching journey, their communication skills improved, their self-esteem and confidence improved, they got increased productivity. Sometimes we just find ourselves in a space that you feel so stuck, you don't know how to move forward, you don't know what to do first. So coaching helps you to actually design a process that you can be more productive during your day. How do I actually create that balanced life to be able to move forward? So these are some of the impacts that the respondents in the survey told us. And there was about 10,842 respondents that took part in the survey globally. From a satisfaction and an awareness part of the survey, the majority of respondents that participated, they said that they were quite satisfied with the experience. Now, 86% globally, that is quite satisfied with the coaching experience. It says something about our coaches. It means that they are doing something right. They're actually going onto a journey with their clients. Now, there's no such thing as everybody being perfect. So we understand that maybe the other 14%, depending on where the satisfaction lies, we'll kind of figure that out as we go along. So the challenge and the question that I've got for our panelists or for our participants today is, how satisfied are your clients with your coaching journey that you take them on? And then 75% of senior executives and 78% of employees value coaching. In the organizations, coaching is a very important, call it tool. But besides just a tool, because remember, there's something that coaching does. It brings awareness. And after we have an awareness of ourselves, the way we relate to others in our teams, in our organizations, in our homes, it also gives us the opportunity to build a capacity to be able to deal with whatever is coming our way. So now that I've got an awareness that my communication needs to be different, I can start building the capacity, change my way of being, change the way I engage with people, change the way I integrate with the world around me, and I build that capacity to actually have a positive impact. So coaching is definitely valued in organizations. So that is present. And I think in my personal view, going forward, if you look at 75 and 78%, that percentage might just increase. Certification and affiliation, you can see it seems to be very important for our respondents that most of them actually responded that yes, the coaches were certified. In other words, they went through a coach training program. And majority also said that they had a membership, like with ICF and a credential. So those are important things. So going forward, the need for a credential, the need for certification is going to become more important. We will find that the coach buyers will look to say, who are you affiliated with? Are you affiliated to anyone? And that is a very important element, because that means that the buyer of coaching has got confidence that at least there is a skill and a capacity of the coach to be able to facilitate and to be able to do the process with them. An organization can comfortably invest in the development of their people with this particular coach, because there is something that gives them a level of credibility. So our certifications and our credentialing and our affiliation to associations gives us a level of credibility, and that need for credibility is going to increase as we go forward. And there's obviously a few challenges that we also find within coaching, and some of those challenges really include those who call themselves coaches but has not gone through a coaching program, training program. And those are some of the things that we're going to have to deal with in the market. But I would like to just challenge you to say, without having to fight with anybody else that calls himself a coach, how do we actually work with ourselves to say, let me give my client the experience so that they know that what I present, this is what coaching is. ICF is there to advocate globally and through our chapters regionally, the professional coaching programs, professional coaches. So when somebody sees ICF, credibility is there already, because we've got such a big organization globally. Now, when we look at what's happening and the coaching trends going forward, is virtual coaching is going to become the norm. It might not be the only. We still have that in-person coaching. Some of us still like the human-to-human contact. And when we look at the coaching virtually, it actually started before the pandemic already. So between 2015 and 2019, the use of audiovisual, i.e. online platforms like Zoom, MS Teams, etc., Cisco, WebEx, all those that were in existence, jumped from 2015, 24%, to 2019, 48%. When we look at when the pandemic hit us, from that backdrop going forward, in the last 2 years, it kind of increased to about 87% of coaching using online platforms and coaching virtually. So we can see that coaching virtually is something that's going to stay, something that the pandemic has brought through. As much as it has all its challenges, it gives us a global platform. At the moment, I can speak to you from the comfort of my office here in Cape Town, South Africa, and we can engage together from this. And that's what virtual coaching does. It provides an opportunity for us to open our market globally. So going forward, how prepared am I to be adaptable to the various virtual elements of coaching? But remember, this is what we know today as Zoom. In 2 years' time might not exist or might be obsolete. It's like when you had a stiffy disk or a floppy disk. Now, not even a memory stick works, because now everything is in the cloud. So we need to be able to move with the times and be able to open up our markets for ourselves using virtual coaching going forward. So this is something that will stay about. 84% globally basically believes that this is where we are heading in the future. Now, some of the other trends that we find is the different types of coaching. There's increases that happen in specific types of coaching. Now, pro bono coaching has increased, the need for it. Why? Number one, if we look at what the pandemic has created, it has created greater unemployment. It has created greater challenges from an economic point of view for each one of our countries. So pro bono coaching. And pro bono coaching is something that kind of helps us to prepare the way. And I'll speak about that a bit later. But okay, let me just jump in this for 1 minute quickly. Pro bono coaching. If I can take somebody through 3 sessions of pro bono coaching, I can help empower them so that they can actually afford coaching for another 7 sessions. So that means that how do we help them to restructure? Because remember, coaching is supposed to be empowering. Life vision and enhancement coaching, we want to understand where we are going. We want to improve our lives. So that's another type of coaching that is actually, or niche that has increased. And then we all know, I think, to a large extent, team coaching has also become one of the biggest asks in our areas today. So I know that our time is going to almost catch up with us, but we will be there, don't worry. So ICF in the future, so when we look at our team coaching, so what ICF does and what we are doing is that we are staying with the times and ahead of the times to make sure that we actually have coaches who are accredited with us and that have the competencies with these new themes coming through. Pro bono coaching, we all know how to do that. We'll do it one-on-one, we'll do it in group. Life enhancement coaching, if we stick to our core competencies of our coaching, we will be able to do that. Team coaching is something different. So with the increase of team coaching, ICF has got the team coaching competencies. So you can see that we are on the forefront where we are able to say, these are the core competencies that you need if you want to be a team coach. And having said that, when we look at all of these things, we build the skills of our members to be able to do that. And that creates another level of credibility. We also have a new credentialing exam that will be rolling out. And that is really just to kind of make sure that all our members and affiliates and credential holders have gone through a rigorous process. So when somebody knows that you're an ACC, a PCC, an MCC, they will not take it for granted. Also, external accreditation is very important to us. Why? It provides credibility. It's not just because ICF says so, but because the ISO standards says so. Then, so all of these things becomes important that when you see an ICF badge, it is really there to say this organization and these people are credible. Coaching for social impact. The world has gone through a lot. There's a lot of changes that we can bring through coaching. We can change society. So the question is, how do we use our pro bono coaching and how do we step in? And our ICF thought leadership and also our ICF Foundation helps us with this coaching for social impact, where we're able to coach in communities, we'll be able to do Ignite projects and different things to help us going forward. Coaching skills has become available in all different conversations from one-on-one. Remember when coaching started, it was executive coaching only and it's one-on-one. From there, we moved into teams and organizations to managers, leaders. Then we started testing to say, what is the organizational culture? Do they have a coaching culture? Do they appreciate coaching? And all various personal relationships. And globally, this is what the impact of coaching can do. So our conversations, being present, just being able to listen as managers, as individuals, helps us to be able to, just having the coaching skill, helps us to be better people and better managers. Artificial intelligence, that is going to come in. I had a conversation with the team earlier this week, and they told me about the metaverse. So things are going to change. So Beyza, metaverse, we're going to get there. But AI, we should not be afraid of it. What can we do to help ourselves with the AI? Maybe one thing is using artificial intelligence in a way where I can create a platform that will ask the initial coaching questions, can help my client with journaling activities so that I can spend time with them in person or via Zoom or whatever, dealing with the more complex issues. So maybe a hybrid between AI and our human interaction will go forward. And as you can see at the bottom here, a draft of the AI coaching guideline is what we are busy developing at the moment. So you can see that we are looking to the future to say, AI is not the future, it is the present. And then we've got the coaching platforms. We all know about them. They are very good there to help us just to kind of get more clients where we can. So it's about putting yourself onto those coaching platforms and be visible. If you're not on somebody's phone, you generally don't exist. Understand also as an ICF member, and this is why I'm going to do a very short 1 more minute, Beyza, if you don't mind. We've got 50,000 plus members in 150 countries. That says something to you. No other organization, association of coaching has got that membership. We got 40,000 credential holders in 140 countries. What does that tell you? It tells you that, number one, there's a gap between the 50 and the 40. Why? Because that 40 has gone through a big, rigorous process to be able to get a credential, even if it's just your ACC. Then the 50,000 members believes that there's a value in being associated with ICF. ICF is globally recognized. So you're definitely part of a global and the world's largest coaching community. And how do we keep you connected? through our communities of practice. So I really would like to encourage all our coaches to go onto the learning platform, go see which community of practices are there that resonate with you, which are the ones that you, and you can, it's free for our members, and you can earn CCE units towards your credential renewal. So everything from team to group coaching, from life enhancement, executive leadership coaching, ethics, everything is there. You will be able to build your capacity to be able to be the coach that your client needs you to be. And so that's everything from my side. Beyza, I really appreciate the time. I think we've got like 3 minutes for questions, if there are any that has come through.
Okay, Malcolm, just give me 1 minute, please, to our Turkish audience. I'm going to give a brief notes about your speech.
Yeah.
Sevgili izleyiciler, Malcolm Fiellies'den Koçluğun geleceği hakkında çok faydalı bilgiler aldık. Pro bono koçluğu ve takım koçluğunu ön plana çıkarttı. Koçluk becerilerinden bahsetti ve ICF dünyasının ne kadar büyük olduğundan bahsetti çok özet olarak size aktaracak olursam. Şimdi soru cevap bölümüne bakıyorum. Herhangi bir sorumuz var mı diye. Birazdan da bir sonraki oturumumuz başlayacak. Varsa sorularınız hemen alabiliriz buradan. Malcolm'u yakalamışken. Kontrol ediyorum tekrardan. 3 dakikamız var. Malcolm, time flies with you and we have reached our session, the end of our session. We have only 3 minutes, but I want to thank you. Thank you for your insights. Your speech was really very nurturing for us, and we are all looking forward to hosting you in another event soon. And I just want to say our president's, Yunus Emre Şentürk's message to you, and he is also thank you to you for this wonderful speech. And I'm again checking any questions. Yes, there is one question here. Evet sevgili arkadaşlar, sevgili izleyiciler, sevgili koçlar, en popüler platformlar hangileri diye bir soru gelmiş. Malcolm, ne dersin?
So the prominent ones are Better Up. Then you also got Numi coaching platforms. And you can look regionally as well. Coaching Loft, they're all there. A key thing about the coaching platforms, ask yourself the questions, does their values align with yours? So we do believe that we need to have some standard guidelines for platforms, because remember, when the platform represents you, you want them to represent you in the most positive way. When you look at the platforms, look at which areas of coaching they offer to the market, and then does that align with what it is that you have to offer? So that will help you to be on a platform that is relevant to you. When I had my own practice, I used to be in South Africa, what we call the SA Coach Directory, because in the SA Coach Directory, I'm an Enneagram specialist in that, and those are the people that were there, and I got my work from there. So make sure that you spend your money on a platform that actually can give you a return, and they will be able to market you appropriately according to our core competencies and our standards that we've got.
Teşekkürler Malcolm cevap için. Ve son bir dakikamız. Sevgili izleyicilerimiz, sevgili meslektaşlarımız, sevgili koçlar, Malcolm bizi sunumuyla aydınlattı. Koçluğun geleceğine dair umudumuzu daha da canlandırdı diye düşünüyorum. Sizler ne dersiniz? Eminim benimle aynı fikirdesinizdir diye düşünüyorum. Bir sonraki oturumumuz başlayacak. Bu oturumumuzun sonuna geldik. Birazdan Malcolm'a bir kere daha teşekkür etmek istiyorum. Ekranlarınızın başından lütfen ayrılmayın. 11'de Sunny Levy ile birlikte olacağız. Orada da koçlukta yeni nesil medya, dijital araçlar ve iletişim dilini konuşuyor olacağız. Katılımınız için çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Devam eden oturumlarda bir arada olacağımızı tekrar hatırlatmak istiyorum. And Malcolm, thank you very much for being with us. I am repeating again, we are all looking forward to hosting you in another event soon.
No problem. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited to be back in with ICF Turkey.
Thank you very much, and bye-bye to you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.